Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Instinct. Today I'm going to be breaking down this little R&B beat I made the other day, something I can hear like Bryson Tiller, maybe Black on. It's pretty simple, but there are some elements in there I think I can break down for you guys that you guys are going to like. And along with that, shameless plug, all the drums in this beat are from my new drum kit Vertigo. Pre-sale for that is live now, and if you buy it between now and this date, you will get about 30 extra sounds, I think. And those are all pretty fire. I actually use some of those in this beat, so be sure to go cop that. Even if it's after that date when you're watching this, you can cop those sounds for like $5 extra, I think. And then there's also a post on my Instagram that'll tell you how to get 25% off the kit. You can find all those details at prodby_instinct. Alright, plug over. Alright, so to start this beat, I actually started with a chord progression on this synth. It's the Mini V5 from Arturia, and it's on the Smooth Touch preset. Just a simple like R&B progression on that. Let's see what it sounded like originally with no effects. All I threw on there was a H910 harmonizer down to 0.8. Shout out Loner for putting me onto this plugin. It's a pretty cool plugin to just like change the pitch of things without doing it directly. It adds kind of a weird effect on top of the pitch change that I like a lot. After I did that, it sounds like this. So then I bounced that to audio. That's this right here. I just dropped the pitch even more, 700 cents. Sent that to its own mixer, and without effects, that just sounds like this. For effects on that, I just threw a little reverb on it, also from Arturia. Then an EQ, just cut out the lows and some problem frequencies I didn't like. Threw a kickstart on there, free punch, half note, brought the mix down about 3/4. Then a comeback kid on a half note delay. I just messed with some of these, nothing special, just to where I liked how it sounded, and that sounds like this. So even without drums or anything, it's already got this nice like flow groove to it that I like a lot. From there I wanted to add another sound, so I went with this low sign lead one shot from Loner's Ricochet kit. Before I even laid down a melody with it, I went through and added a bunch of effects. Just the default Valhalla reverb, brought the mix down, put an RF destroyer on there, I believe on the chorus 1 preset. Filter Freak, just the default preset on there, cut out some highs. Cassette, just on the default preset. Then I threw Echo Boy on there with the reverse strummers preset. And finally a bandpass EQ. The pattern I went with sounds like this along with the pad. So nothing too crazy, just a really simple dark melody that complements this pad really well, and the effects really go a long way in making the sound kind of unique and interesting. From there I just added a sub bass. This one's the crew bass from the pre-order version of this kit, so if you want that sound, make sure to go cop that pre-order. It sounds like this with those sounds. Super simple. I would usually go crazy with some slides and stuff like that, you know me. But on this one I just wanted to keep it simple, stick to the root notes of the chords. After that, just threw a rim on there. This one's the Sonder rim from my kit. Pretty standard pattern, just threw a couple of extra notes on there, messed with the velocities on those a little bit. From there I went ahead and threw on a hi-hat. This one's called Desolate. I didn't want like a two-step right from the get-go on this one, so I just like clicked around, found a pattern I liked, went with some simple rolls, made sure to vary the pitch on some of these, tried to just find a bounce I liked, to be honest. One thing I've been doing recently for my hats is I'll mute the melodic elements of the beat and just have the drums going. And if you can make it sound good with no melodic elements, then with melodic elements, it'll just be even better. So without, it sounds like this. So it's almost like a melodic element in itself, so that then when you bring those back in, it just sounds even cooler. From there I added this ambush kick from the pre-order version of the kit. Nothing too crazy. After that, I threw on this perk loop. I forget where this came from, but it's probably from an Only One kit, because I use his perk loop kits in pretty much every beat I make these days. For the effects on that, cross stick room preset in vintage verb, then one knob filter, brought the resonance on high and just pulled it down to about 8.5, threw on some extra reverb, and then just rolled off some of the highs, brought up some of the high mids, and that sounds like this. And that goes a long way in like adding atmosphere and some space to it. Then we get to this second drum section where I did add a 2-step hi-hat. This one's again from an Only One kit. Brought the pitch down an octave, stretched it to be 8 bars, rolled off the highs again, and then threw a really light reverb on there. And that sounds like this. Next thing I worked on after that was this little pre-hook like breakdown section. It has a different Only One hi-hat pattern, just stretched to 8 bars, no effects on it. And then I just took out a lot of the kicks, just simplified that a lot. Rim stays the same, sub stays the same. And finally, my favorite part of this beat, which is this little vox that I actually recorded myself. I've started doing this recently after watching some of AJ's and Loner's videos. They go over how to do that pretty well, probably better than I could, but I will try right now to tell you how I did it. So to set this up, I just threw my mic into one mixer track, which I routed only to another one, which you do by right-clicking, route to this track only. And then I can throw effects on here that I can hear while I'm recording it, but as long as I have this track set to be the track that records, it will not record the effects into the vocal, if that makes sense. So you can hear it while you're recording, but then the file that you get does not have any effects on it, so that you can change them after the fact. So this isn't the totally dry vox. It does have auto-tune and compression on it, but it sounds like this. That's enough of that. It's still pretty terrible even with auto-tune. Then I threw that in a mixer track and threw a whole bunch of effects on it. So I started with this EQ, pretty detailed EQ actually. I just spammed past it, but then kind of did some surgery on it. Threw an OTT on it with the depth at like half. Then I threw an ambience on there, some reverb, dirt echo from Echo Boy with the time set to 1/16, and then the feel thrown down to Russian. Mix brought down a little bit. That kind of dirties it up and like gives us a cool distorted effect. Then I threw the shrinked preset in the stereo shaper, a pan man, simple delay with cut brought down, some more kickstart, and then a limiter that I used as a compressor just to compress the shit out of it. Which, to be honest, is pretty damn fire. And I can't sing for shit, so if you can't sing, don't think you can't record your own vox. I will link the videos that helped me out a lot in doing this in the description. Shout out AJ and Loner for teaching me how to do that. There's also a section right here where I just brought the pitch up all the way. Yeah, after that, I just added this rain texture also in my kit. And my arrangement's always super basic. I just like to throw in a few little things here and there that make it kind of stand out a bit. For example, in this second section, I cut all the drums but the sub after the second snare hits, so it sounds like this. always like to, when it is transitioning from a section with drums to a section with no drums, I like to cut all my drums at the last snare or the last rim. It just kind of leads it in a way that isn't as abrupt as it would be without doing that. Then there's this section where the drums come in kind of staggered, which gives this cool effect of like tension and release where you know there should be drums but there aren't, and then when they come in, it's a really satisfying effect. Beyond that, nothing really special. Just have a soft clip on the master to where the kick is barely clipping. But yeah, that's pretty much the beat. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to get these sounds, go buy my kit. If the pre-order is still available, definitely go get it now, because there's a lot of sounds in there that you wouldn't get otherwise. I think I will put up the pre-sale version for sale afterwards. It'll just be like $5 or $10 extra. I will leave the link for that in the description and also in the pinned comment. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more like this, subscribe. Leave a comment telling me what you want to see next, telling me what I can improve. And yeah, beat's gonna play right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, peace.